Hi loves, I'm Cinder Paige and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to bleach your roots and prepare your hair for color. And ultimately I end up getting my hair to look like this, so it does work. The hair coloring will be in a different video. This one I just really want to focus on bleaching, and I'm also bleaching blue out of my hair, so I feel like it's good to see that. So let's jump into it. The first thing you want to do is brush out your hair really well, make sure there's no tangles in it, and then you're going to want to section off your hair. I suggest doing it in quadrants, so down the middle and then across your head, so you have two sections up front and two sections in the back. So that's what I'm going to do here. I feel like this is really effective. Look how tangled my hair is. Oh my gosh. It takes a minute, but just make sure that all the tangles are out, because otherwise your bleach will be splotchy, and we do not want that. Something else I was told by a hairstylist a while back is to, whenever you bleach your hair or color your hair, start from the bottom. Look at the back of my head. See how broken off those pieces are? So I took the advice of always starting from the bottom, and I did that like 4 times in a row. And what that means is that the hair on the underneath of my head has gotten processed longer over and over again, which resulted in me having breakage back there. And if I'm going to have breakage somewhere, that is where I want it to be broken, down at the bottom, but I would like to have breakage nowhere. So my suggestion to you, whether you bleach your hair multiple times or you go to a stylist, keep track of what parts of your hair have been processed the most, because bleach is damaging, and then that way you can either communicate it to your hairstylist what you've done, or you can remember for the next time you do your hair, and then that way you won't make the mistake that I did. When I decided to bleach out my roots this time, I had limited access to supplies because I was self-isolating and a lot of stores weren't getting shipments, and I didn't want to go around town finding bleach. So I actually ended up using this 2 things. So first, what you see me doing here is using it's like blonde hair dye that is lifting. So it's not fully bleach, but it is lifting. So I decided to use that first because I had 1 box of that and 1 box of bleach, and I didn't think that'd be enough for my hair. So I'm applying the hair dye, and honestly, this didn't work that well. I should have skipped this step. I didn't know how effective it would be. But I left the footage in because as you watch, it gives you a good example on how to apply bleach to your head. So I felt like it was valuable for y'all to watch. But basically I go through section by section. So I take one of the quadrants, go through, divide it up with like little sections, apply bleach on each side of my hair, and I'll do a section at a time, and then I go back through and cross-check it and make sure I didn't miss any spots. So go ahead and watch me do this for a little bit and apply this hair dye. I also wanted to point out that as you watch this, you can tell that I am just trying to do my roots, not my whole head. My whole head has been bleached before, so the color of my hair underneath all this hair dye is actually very light now, and I don't want to damage it and keep bleaching it. If I was going to do a complete color change, I would bleach it out. And the color on my head is Arctic Fox, which is semi-permanent, and it bleaches out in literally seconds. So it's not nearly as damaging as permanent or other semi-permanent hair colors to remove, but still I want to try to preserve the integrity of my hair. So I'm trying to just do my roots. And as you can see, I'm looking back, I'm cross-checking. I'm looking on the section of my hair that has already had the hair dye on to see if it's doing anything. And it's definitely lightening it, but not nearly as much as bleach. So I just work through, and I'm going to go section by section. I have colored my hair so many times that I know where my hair parts, and I can kind of do my roots honestly by feeling. I just know the shape of my head really well. But I do also have a mirror that I was looking in just to make sure I didn't miss any spots. And if this is the first time doing this to your own hair, you might just want a mirror behind you, a mirror in front and a mirror behind, just to make sure that you don't miss spots. With bleach, it's very important that whatever area you're bleaching is super saturated and not splotchy. Bleach is thick and has the potential to be very splotchy. And so when you see people with hair and it's like little dark sections over the light sections, it's usually because they miss spots. So just take your time with this and make sure it's really well saturated. Getting a good bleached base is what's going to make your hair color look nice over top. Another tip is if you do bleach out your hair and if you go through once it's washed and dried and you see that you've missed sections, you could go back in with just a tiny bit of bleach and correct those sections. So if you have a band of dark around your head or just splotches, you can fix it later. But again, that takes more time and has the potential to be more damaging. So just be careful and make sure that you don't miss any spots. Once I get this lifting bleach blonde color on my hair, I let it develop for however long it was on the packaging, I think like 20 minutes. So I sat and kind of let it develop, and then I washed it, and I washed it in hot water because I don't care if the blue comes out of the ends of my hair a little bit because I was going to recolor it anyway. Typically I wash my hair in cold water, but in this case hot is good. Get all the chemicals out before I put any other chemicals on my head, and then I'll show you what it looked like. And here is my hair. Now this, remember, is not with real bleach. It's with like the coloring solution. You can see the band in my hair. You can also see how much lighter the areas that had been bleached before are, the areas that I got this product onto. So when you look at it here, my roots are not that light. I could have honestly skipped this step. But now I do have a box of bleach, so I'm going to go through and actually apply real bleach. And again, I left both of these in so you could see how to apply the bleach 2 times in a row, but also see the difference between quality bleach and that hair dye solution and how much better bleach works. At this point, I didn't put my hair into quadrants because I was just sitting here for a while and you guys just saw me do it, so I kind of freestyled it. Don't do that if you're not experienced. I just don't care, and I've done this a lot. I feel like I could almost do it in my sleep, honestly. But here, go ahead and watch me reapply bleach and watch the process and how much better it works. And here what you can see me doing is pulling bleach all the way through a few strands of my hair. So I have it fully applied on my outgrowth, and now I do want to bleach out some of the blue because what I'm doing is I'm going to do pink roots, and then I want some pink pieces mixed in with the rest of my hair. But this is good for you to see because you could see how easy blue comes out. Now this is Arctic Fox blue. And now watch these strands and how quickly the color comes off. So this is good to make note of because a lot of blue dyes react weird with bleach, and a lot of blue dyes stay in your hair forever. You can never get the blue out. But if you see this piece, it's almost turning white already, and that's because Arctic Fox just comes out super easy, and I'm a really big fan of it. So I just wanted to point that out, and if you are thinking about doing your hair blue, you know, maybe consider these colors. What I'm bleaching out is aquamarine from Arctic Fox, and maybe try that out if you don't want to make too big of a commitment because it is easy to remove. And here's my final hair, ready to be colored now. You can see how much lighter my roots are, even though I didn't leave the bleach on all that long, and you can see the longer pieces I bleached out. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. That way you can see the video where I color my hair, the next step of this. And also ring the notification bell so you get notified every time I post. And until next time, keep sinning.